Hello everyone, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. This is our daily one-card collective reading. This is our Halloween reading. So happy Halloween to everyone. I hope that you and your family are enjoying a fun and safe Halloween. I know we're going to take, my wife and I are going to take our daughter out trick-or-treating tonight. She has some things at school that she's going to be doing, so she's 3. So last year she was a little bit scared of Halloween. This year it seems that she's really excited for it, so we're excited as well. This is going to be a general one-card reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please, as always, let me know. Okay? And I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet. All right. So let's get into it. What is our one card for today? I want you all to remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And interesting, I think this is our first court card for the daily reading. This is the Knight of Wands. This is fire on top of fire, right? This is a double dose of fire energy. So for this one, it's very energetic. This is some great kind of Aries style energy. It's really good for beginning projects, for having this kind of a reaction or a response to things that we don't really need to think about or feel or judge or weigh the options. It's kind of right in the moment, how do we react to things, right? So it's kind of it's those knee-jerk reactions. It's those kind of spontaneous reactions. It's like if somebody tries to hit you in the face, it's what you instinctively do, right? Try to block it, try to move out of the way or whatever. It's kind of that, it's almost instinctual. It's almost from like a muscle memory kind of thing. Like if you're driving a car, the way that you respond to obstacles in the road or to fluctuations in the speed of traffic, it's just how we kind of instantly do something, right? Not a lot of thinking involved, not a lot of feeling. We're not going to sit there and kind of ponder and search our feelings and figure out what we think is the most logical choice and all that kind of stuff. I feel like all of that is done outside of that instant, right? Outside of that moment. So this is really the impulse to action, the swift, the swift, fiery, creative action that is not inhibited by anything. Okay. Now this could be a very good thing. It could be sometimes a little bit of a bad thing, right? When I get this card in a reading, I like to say that it's the horse that sometimes runs away with the rider, see? And that could happen when we're a little bit impulsive. We could get carried away with something. We could be acting a little bit too much on autopilot, right? Kind of auto instinct. It's kind of happening, and we're almost just along for the ride, see? We don't necessarily always want that. Now, we could improve our chances of having that be a very successful method, but I think it requires a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of exercises beforehand, right? A lot of visualization, a lot of training, basically mental training, physical training, so that in the moment you react the way you've been trained to react, right? So this card really, it could also be, there's light and shadow to every card. Okay? So this card is also when our conscious mind and our unconscious, that instinct, are kind of on the same page, right? It's the horse that is the power, the motion, the impulse is just kind of releasing all of this energy, but it's the rider that then has to control where we move that energy, right? So when horse and rider are in perfect alignment, perfect harmony, perfect unison, this card is very good for beginning those kinds of projects and beginning those kinds of activities, right? Initiating action that is just perfectly in line with our intention, with our will, with our beliefs and values, right? And with the will of the self, with the kind of divine harmony that I think most of us are looking for in our lives, right? So I think today would be a good day for us to, especially considering it's Halloween and stuff, I feel like the veil is really thin right now, right? That we might be able to see ourselves in a little bit of a different light. Let's examine the things we do, the reactions that we have. Let's pay attention to what kind of, what automatically comes out of our mouths, right? What our bodies or our minds or our thoughts or our hearts or whatever kind of automatically do without us really paying attention to it or acknowledging it or thinking. Now, of course, there's all these unconscious processes in the body and in the brain and all this kind of stuff, the subconscious and just the life-sustaining, like breathing, right? But breathing is one of those great examples because breathing, most of us, I think, most of the time, are breathing without even really thinking about it. It's just something we do, right? But it's one of those things where we can turn our attention toward it and pay attention to how we're breathing. Like right now, maybe just stop and notice, how are you breathing right now? Are you kind of short, quick breaths? Or are you taking kind of slow and steady, full breaths? Right? Are you breathing with your chest? Are you breathing with your abdomen or your diaphragm? Does your breathing indicate there's some kind of stress or tension or anxiety? Or does your breathing indicate that maybe you're very relaxed? Well, now if we look at it intentionally, we can control our breathing and say, okay, if slow and steady breathing means that I'm probably in a relaxed state, then maybe I can induce a relaxed state by breathing slowly and deeply, right? It kind of works both ways here. But it's not just about breathing or about like bodily processes. Anytime you're in a situation, when you're interacting with other people, interacting with yourself, try to pay attention to what we do instinctively. Like I sometimes catch myself, I like shake my leg, while I'm doing a reading, and I'll be aware of that. It'll come to my attention that, hey, I'm doing that. It's not really something that I decided, hey, I'm gonna, release that nervous energy now by doing that. And just in the things that we say to people, when someone says hello to us, what is our kind of automatic instinctual response? Someone says hello, do we say, oh, thanks, you too? I mean, I've done that so many times. I still do it every day, just about. Because we're not really thinking, it's just it's just an automatic response, So that's kind of like the horse just kind of taking us wherever it wants to go. We're not even really paying attention, which I think today, again, like I said, it's a good day for us to start. Right? And just to make little notes to yourself of what, not try to change anything, but just see where might this be taking place. If it's in our interactions at work or at school, if it's interactions with strangers, if it's while we're driving. I think driving is a really good place to observe ourselves and how we're kind of behaving, on that semi-conscious level. But I think it'd be a good day for that. It's also a good day for beginning new intentional work. If we realize how we've been acting and behaving and reacting to the world unintentionally, well, let's do the positive side of that, and let's start setting our intentions. Let's begin something new today, right? It's almost a good day for a kind of like a New Year's resolution, right? But let's just start it today. To say, today I'm going to do something intentionally, consciously, with full awareness. I'm going to be here now, even if it's just washing the dishes, or I'm going to make a point to do 5 minutes of intentional breathing, whatever it might be. Okay. So I think that's a very good card for the day. Now we're going to move on to do our individual sign readings. I hope that you will watch your sun, your moon, and your rising sign readings. Again, leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Okay. I want you to remember that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and I'll see you again very, very soon.